Happy Monday, YouTube. Y'all come on in. Hey, I just wanted to drop by and say happy Monday to everybody. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I had a very good weekend. This past weekend was my father's side family reunion. We had my family reunion for that side of the family, and we had a great time. I only attended one day of the festivities. It was scheduled for Saturday and Sunday. However, I went on Saturday and I got a chance to see a lot of family that I had not seen in quite some time. So that was good. It's always good to, reconnect with family outside of social media. Of course, we all see each other all the time on social media, but it's nothing like, being in that same place and fellowshipping and being able to hug, physically and what have you. So we had a great time. I did want to briefly jump on a subject that has been pressing on my spirit since yesterday, and I won't delve too deep into it today, but I will put it out there because I'm just curious to see if I'm the only one that's feeling this way, or has anyone else even experienced it. And just briefly, yesterday we had a phenomenal service at church, as we always do, and I sing in one of our church's choirs, and so yesterday, I said that for this purpose. So yesterday we had one candidate for baptism, and it was a beautiful service and beautiful young lady, and she was the only candidate yesterday. And ideally, whenever we have a candidate for service, a candidate for baptism, when we do have candidates for baptism, we do the baptism at the end of the service. I belong to a missionary Baptist church. So if you Baptist, you missionary Baptist, you already know we baptize. So that being said, we do the baptism after church service. So as the pastor was finishing up the service, I was raised old school. You don't leave church before the benediction. I don't care what's going on. You don't leave church before getting that benediction, which is that final prayer and covering over you before you leave the edifice. But anyway, and I'm not so traditional that I cannot understand what 2026 means, but I do know that that's just one of the things that we've always been taught. So anyway, as the pastor is wrapping up the service, he's doing everything but pronouncing the benediction, because we have baptism left to do. And just as we are, finishing up the service, and, we have opened the doors to the church, and we have welcomed new members, whatever. We welcome people that, want to rededicate their lives, come down by letter, Christian experience, or candidate for baptism. Those are the three reasons you would come, down to join the church. So by letter of experience, or by as a candidate for baptism. And we sing this song, and it's a beautiful melody. We sing it every Sunday as we open the doors to the church, and it's basically saying, come to Jesus, come on to Christ, come on to Christ. Basically, he will turn your life around. He will make your life brand new. We sing that as a congregational song to welcome and encourage people that are looking to rededicate their life, or seek their salvation and become, a Christian by candidate baptism, by letter of experience. So anyway, we've sang this song. We sing this song every Sunday. So back to what I was saying. So as we are wrapping up service and preparing for the baptism, I see people just scurrying out of church. Because, it's 1 o'clock. And people scurrying out of church. Now, my issue, what's been pressing on my spirit is, and I'm not talking to the person that is not a member. I'm not even talking to the person that is a Christian but hasn't been baptized, has not rededicated his or her life. I'm not talking to you. Who I am talking to are the, as we say, blood-washed believers in Christ. The ones who have rededicated their lives and have been baptized and have confessed their salvation. I'm talking to you. I don't get on social media for debates. I don't get on social media to argue. I don't even get on social media to really give my opinion. I really get on social media now when I am posting about my business or my family. That's what I get on social media about. But this thing has been pressing in my spirit so heavy lately. I'm seeing it happen all the time because whenever we have a baptism, my husband and I, we tend to stay. I ain't gonna lie, I probably, have not always stayed, but when they say when you know better, you do better. So typically when sometimes we have a baptism, I'm not in the choir, but wherever we're sitting, we remain seated until baptism ends, because it takes all of 60 seconds to just confirm the confession of their faith and then dipping them in the water. So anyway, when we're sitting there, we sit there, and even if there's 3 candidates, what's that, 3 minutes? But yesterday, there was one candidate, one beautiful young lady, and I witnessed all these people scurrying out of church. You would have thought that they said fire. So you would have thought somebody yelled fire, the way people were exiting the building. But what really pressed against my spirit, y'all, was when the young lady was standing, because I was in the choir, so I was able to get a close up. Normally I'm sitting out in the congregation and I could see, but I had the ability to see up close because she was right here behind me. And she had, when I say crocodile tears coming out of her eyes, she had tears coming out of her eyes because she was embarking on a new chapter in her life. She was leaving the old man above the water and was getting ready to be made new. And that was so emotional for her. So that alone lets you know how sacred that moment is in a person's life. And what I'm saying is, we as Christians, we as born again Christians, and I want to say emphasis on that, born again. We as born again Christians. Now again, like I say, if you ain't a born again Christian, I'm not talking to you. So please don't come for me in the comments saying, oh, well, I had it. Guess what? If you ain't a surgeon, if didn't nobody call you, first of all, your phone ain't got no business on in church, no way, or at least it should be on silent. So if nobody called you in a dire emergency, 1 minute, 60 seconds, you don't know what that person's rededication, how it might have blessed you. And I say that because just because you've already done it, it don't mean that you going to heaven if God take you right now, because I'm pretty sure there's something that you need to repent for. And then if you haven't done it, it may be something you need to witness and see the goodness of God. So what I'm saying is, we Christians, we want to sit here and talk about why the church ain't this and why the church ain't that. And when I tell you, so many people flew out of that church yesterday, it was almost like, have y'all no compassion for the person that's standing here that has given her life to Christ, and she is turning her life around. She has turned her life around. I mean, at what point do you not say, that's a blessing. Because we done stood here and every Sunday and we say, you know, just come. Just come. You know, he will make your life brand new. Just come. You begging people, come. You know, there was another one people saying is come to Jesus. Come to Jesus just now. Just now. I've heard that one for years. I've heard we offer Christ to you, oh my brother. We offer Christ to you, oh my sister. You know, we sang all these songs begging the people, at least in the song, that's what it sounds like. We are begging the people to rededicate their life and come to Christ. And then when they make that, they make that choice and they make that sacrificial decision, when they made that decision, now we ain't got time. Man, when I tell you that thing been pressing on my spirit ever since yesterday, it just broke my heart because, like I said, God's willing, if I'm ever in church on a Sunday and they have a baptism, I will not walk out. I don't care if they baptize 50 people. You know why? Because all 50 of those people, we claim that we want to win souls for Christ, and we claim that we are soldiers in the army of the Lord. But then when a person has done what they have been charged to do, or so-called you were charged to do by potentially leading them to Christ, we can't even sacrifice 5 minutes getting to the buffet line to go eat something that's probably not healthy for us anyway. You know, like I said, if you ain't no born again Christian, I'm not talking to you, because you ain't responsible. You're not going to be held accountable for trying to tell people about the goodness of God and win souls for Christ, and then when you want a soul, you ain't even sitting around to see them through it. That's like me telling you, girl, come on, let's go to this club, girl. This club be turned up. Let's go. And then once we pull in the parking lot, I tell you, going on inside. You going on inside. I mean, at what point are we going to hold ourselves accountable? Because everybody got so much to say about the church, and everybody got so much to say about how things could be better. It starts right here. It don't start in the pulpit. It don't start in the choir stand. It don't even start on the deacon board. It starts right here. Because here is where the church is. That place we go to on Sundays is just a building. We the church. We are supposed to be the church. So again, I'm not coming out here trying to start no argument. I ain't trying to start no mess, because it's just quiet on the creek. It's quiet on the creek. Since that's what we saying now, it's quiet on the creek. When people are giving their lives to Christ in a time such as this, we keep saying we living in the last days. We living in the last and evil days. So then what y'all want the people to do? Y'all want them to come to the Lord, or y'all don't? Make up your mind. Because some of y'all that claim you want people to come to the Lord, is you going to see him? That's the question. And don't get me wrong, I ain't perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to sit here and say that, I've always done things right. No, I have not. But I do know that they say when you know better, you're supposed to do better. And I just want to just say to those of you who have taken the time, 13 minutes, 14 minutes into this message, just reconsider. If you are a born again Christian, you say you are a born again Christian and you have given your life to Christ and you have been baptized, because I'm pretty sure if you have, you wanted somebody to witness you. You wanted somebody to stick around and see you. And I'm sure somebody had something else to do. It might have been go and put a piece of chicken wing in some grease. But they sat and they witnessed you give your life over to Christ. That's all I'm saying. I'm not done with the situation. And please jump in the comments if you understand what I'm saying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just say why are you frustrated, and we can have a further conversation. But for the time being, just know that if a person has given their life to Christ and they are being baptized, you owe it to them. You owe it to God, not me. You owe it to God to at least witness them. If I take you to meet my parents, I'm not going to send you and tell you I ain't going to be there, but tell my mama that I sent you. I'm not going to do that. No, I'm going to go and introduce you. So when a person is getting baptized, how you going to run out the church? That's it. That's all. It's just quiet on the creek. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. God bless you. We'll talk again this week. Love y'all.